Director of African Food Security Urban Network, AFSUN, Professor Jonathan Crash, says the project derives from a survey that was done in 11 cities across SADC.
Also, kind of co-sponsor of this workshop is a broader network called the Hungry Cities Partnership. Again, it's a brochure in blue in color. It's been circulated and is available. Now, this particular project, in a way, came out of research that was done by AFSUN in 2008-9, where the network did a survey of 11 cities across SADC. We did research in a number of southern African cities, and we found that supermarkets were commanding a much greater share of the food market than we expected. So we decided to set up a project to examine the strategies of the supermarkets and what kind of impact they were having on consumers, on the informal food sector, and also on the food system generally, producers in the country. And Namibia was chosen as the pilot country to examine this, because we know that supermarkets are growing in number and presence here in Namibia. So the question then becomes, are the supermarkets interested in low-income mass markets? And the evidence is that they are increasingly doing so, but doing so with different kinds of supermarket formats, right? So, for example, with ShopRite, you save. And if you go into these supermarkets, you'll see they look very different from supermarkets in the high-income areas. Narrower range of products, much less fresh fruit, vegetables, lots of processed food, and lots of bulk staples.
Faculty of Science Dean at the University of Namibia, Dr. Ndeapo Nikanor, says the workshop focused on food security, availability, accessibility, and the expansion of supermarkets in Namibia.
Urban food systems impact on the levels and the extent of food insecurity, the types of diets that we consume, the employment opportunities that are being created, health and environmental issues. All these are all within our national frameworks of NDP 5, the Vision 2030, and the Harambee Prosperity Plan, which has its motto as we need to strive so that we don't leave anyone behind.
We are looking in terms of food security, how countries are getting food which is available, food that is accessible, and how food is utilized. Now, on a scale, when you look at in terms of food availability, this is when you grow food. This takes place primarily in the rural areas. Now, in the urban areas, we look at accessibility of food and also availability, where food is available primarily on the supermarkets or open markets or through food vendors and so on.
The South African Supermarket and Food Security in African Cities project was implemented by the African Food Security Network in partnership with the Hungry City Partnership.